We have lots of crazy conversations, but this time you're invited. You're listening to your favorite mother-daughter duo, the Crozier Girls. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. I had a little mental breakdown because I walked into my room and I was like, I literally have to make my bed before I sit in my room for an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why you don't make your bed first thing in the morning. It's like,
because I get up so early now, Mom. That's least of my concerns. But then if I'm going to spend any substantial amount of time in my room, I have to make it. So,
well, I get up early too, but I make my bed first thing. I just feel I can't function if my bed's not made. So there's some studies about that, about people who are just habitual bed makers and I don't know, their intelligence or something, their IQ is off the charts. So I'll take it.
So you're calling me dumb. I will say, when I lived with other people in my dorm, always made my bed. In my room in Avia, because if you walk down that hallway, first thing you see if my door is open is my bed.
Yeah.
Always made my bed.
Yeah.
If someone else is able to see my bed, it's made. You are not going to see my sheets.
Yeah, there's a situation where if I don't get my bed made and I go to the gym and I come home and the bed's not made, which how would it get made if I didn't do it? I get stressed out. I literally
Well, that's how I felt just now. I was I can't function. I have to make my bed.
Yeah, I can't function. So I'm with you on that. I need the bed to be made. So it's kind of weird right now outside. It's rainy and cold, which I didn't think it was supposed to be rainy today. It's good tea weather, hot tea weather.
It's true. I think Micah made some tea. We have to have a face-to-face, a come to Jesus moment with our listeners.
No. We need everyone to pull up a chair and we're going to have a family meeting. Okay. It's time. It's time for a family meeting about this podcast. So we've missed a couple weeks here and there. And especially most recently, I think our last podcast was released 2 weeks ago.
Actually, right. 2 weeks ago. So we've only missed 1 week at a time. We have never missed more than 1 week at a time.
Okay.
So I'm just going to throw that out there.
But we're getting a lot of comments and questions about where's the podcast? Why hasn't there been another podcast episode? Are y'all still doing the podcast? So we just need everyone to know that it has gotten infinitely more challenging to record this podcast now that we're in the same time zone. Mm-hmm. Right? Because here's the problem. The problem is that when we did it before, it would be 11 o'clock at night, your time, and it would be this time of day for me, 4 or 5 o'clock, my time. But now you're working until 5 o'clock, and then in the evenings, I'll have something to do or you have something to do. So it's just been really difficult for us to sync up schedules and figure out times to do this. So,
and here's what I have to say. Record your own podcast. See how hard it is. Record your own podcast.
Somebody's real salty today. Goodness. This could be an interesting episode, as salty as you are. But no, we appreciate all of our loyal listeners.
Yes.
We do consider you part of the family. So we just felt like we needed to invite you to this family meeting and let you know we're doing the best we can. We are doing the best we can.
We know that it all comes from a place of support and love for us, and we appreciate it.
Yes. And it also, the other problem with it now that you're living back home is just content. And I honestly feel like
my life is boring now, is what she's saying.
Well, no, it's just we talk about stuff. And so there's not a lot. It's not like we're saving stuff up to talk to each other about because I see you in the kitchen and I'm like, oh, hey, blah, 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 So I also think it's better for us to skip a week and save up some content than to try to do a podcast episode every week and it just be blah, right?
Yep, yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So if anyone has any topics that you'd like us to discuss, feel free to send them or questions. That might make for some good, fodder for the podcast.
I think we've said that the past 4 episodes and we haven't
Nobody sent us a thing.
Anything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we do have a few things that we wanted to talk about. I have a short list. And then I think you have a few things on your list, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yep.
problem is the stuff on my list, I don't understand what it is anymore.
And that's the problem with skipping a week, I guess.
I put this stuff on my list and now I'm like, what does that mean?
What did you
So,
put down?
well, one of the things is big canoe drama. I don't know what that.
The bathroom at the clubhouse. Was that it?
Oh, maybe so. The
The
bathroom
wallpaper, the
wallpaper.
bathroom.
Okay, maybe so. So yeah, just for everybody out there, we have a house up in a little community in North Georgia. It's called Big Canoe, and we love it there. We love the community. We love the people. However, most of the people out there, the average age is like, I don't know, 62 or 65 or something. So most of the people are retired. And they have a lot of very strong opinions, and they have opinions on things that are completely inconsequential to life. Like, for example, we just renovated the clubhouse, and you would not believe the disagreement over the wallpaper choice for the ladies' bathroom in the clubhouse. It is, it's pretty heated on the Facebook page. So, you just never know what you're going to get. But we were up there last weekend and we went in the bathroom and I thought the wallpaper was stunning. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, I thought it was beautiful. I walked in and I was actually like, oh my goodness, this is amazing wallpaper without knowing any of the drama.
Yes.
And then you asked me how I thought the wallpaper was. And I was like, actually, I thought it was beautiful.
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah, and I agree.
Things that the big canoe people will find to argue over is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and get upset about. Like, it's really interesting. One day a lady posted that she recommended everyone to keep rubber or latex gloves in their car so that if they come across a dead squirrel in the road, they could kindly move it to the side of the road. Because that's what we're all going to do is carry latex gloves.
Because I'm always like, dang it, I wish I had some latex gloves in this moment to move this squirrel.
To get this roadkill out of the middle of the road. No, we will let nature do its job. We'll let the vultures, we'll let the coyotes, we'll let whatever else scavengers go in the road and get the animal. But she really wants people to move them out of the road. There's also a Facebook page for stuff that people can sell. And one of my favorite things that I've seen on there is someone selling a set of used bath towels. So.
Oh.
Yes.
Used is interesting.
Yeah.
I could get those at, a store for very cheap. Why would I buy your used ones?
Yes, that's right. And they weren't cheap. They were like $15 for the set of towels. And I'm thinking, yeah, I think I'll pass on that. Okay.
Okay. What else is on your list?
Well, I also had on my list a conversation we had with McKinney about some clothes being on sale. And actually, no, now I know what that was. It wasn't a conversation we had with McKinney. This is the best part. Remember when we were up at the canoe and his phone rang?
Yes.
He answered it and it was one of his roommates telling him about a huge sale going on at the Carhartt store and everything was 80% off. And he was so excited. And
no, it's just the funny part is just the fact that was his friend calling. And
right.
I don't know how to explain this to be funny, but it was just funny in the moment. Like that these two 21-year-old guys were talking about a clothing sale.
That's right. And he didn't text him. That's the other thing about it that I thought, okay, this guy took the time to place a phone call and tell McKinney about this sale going on at Carhartt. And they were so excited. And so then this week we did get a picture of McKinney where he had gone and bought some of these pants for like $20. He was real proud of himself. So anyway, I thought that was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. He's like obsessed right now with clothes and he's always been obsessed with clothes, but he's obsessed with like getting deals on clothes and going thrift shopping and
Yeah, that's right. Because
I would never call one of my friends
right.
About a clothing sale, and we're girls. So that's why
Right.
it's just really funny.
Yeah, it was funny. And then when he showed up at Big Canoe last weekend, he was like, he had on some new pullover. I'm like, that's interesting. Where'd you get that? Oh, went thrifting. Me and so-and-so went thrifting, and you wouldn't believe all the good deals I got. It was very funny coming from him. Like, from a girl, you would expect that. But from a 20-year-old boy, yeah, he was so excited.
Yeah.
So excited. So anyway, that was funny.
Yep.
And then the last thing I had on my list is probably on your list because it's something that you had a hot take about. And that was fights happening during sporting events. See, this is why this doesn't work for us to make lists, because I'm gonna have to cut all this out because you don't even remember what you were ranting about. You were ranting something about men should have sports to fight.
Yeah. I think I was just saying, like, men should fight more. I think we were just talking about, I think a fight broke out. We were watching football and a fight broke out. And
yes.
I was like, why they should fight more and get their anger out so that they don't abuse their wives.
Yeah. Because all these athletes are beating their wives at home. Is that what you're...
Right.
Yeah.
But also, like, I feel like the media pits women against each other. So let's pit the men against each other.
I think you were just like, men can be so aggressive, so they need an outlet where they can just fight. Yeah. And you were just saying they shouldn't call fouls or penalties on that. They should just let them duke it out.
Just let them do it. It's not, they all have helmets and pads. They're not going to kill each other. Like, let's just let them go at it on the field.
Yeah. And the entertainment value would be great too.
Right.
So
I'm always excited when there's a fight and then they break it up and it's like that.
I know. So we wanted to see more of the fight.
Right.
I like it when it gets to the point where people start getting ejected out of the game. Like, I think that's so exciting.
I agree.
Yeah. And you don't see that as much in football because it's more aggressive. But like in baseball, when they just like somebody charges the mound or whatever, man, they you're out. I especially like it when the coaches get into it and they get ejected. When a coach gets ejected, I think that's hilarious. So anyway. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's all I had on my list. So 14 minutes, that's all I've got.
How is that all you have? I have so many things that we've talked about.
Well, because I don't put everything on my list.
That's the only way I remember things.
Right, but it's on your list, so it doesn't need to be on mine.
Oh, I guess, but I'm surprised some of these things aren't on your list, such as... We went to some weddings last week.
Oh, yes. Okay.
We went to some weddings last week. And I went to one for an old friend. Mm-hmm. And Mom went to a wedding for
a family member.
My cousin. Yeah, a family member.
Mm-hmm. And so first of all, these weddings were on Wednesday. And if you remember back, we had a wedding the Wednesday before for our sweet friend Lauren, who was on the podcast a few episodes ago. So I don't know if you guys are picking up on this, but there seems to be a trend with weddings on Wednesdays. So Wednesday must be wedding day. But yeah, we both went to weddings, and they were very different, two vastly different weddings. And it was just... it was interesting when you got home to like hear about the wedding we were at, and then for us to hear about the wedding you were at. And it just shows the individuality in each person. So,
yep. What did you call it? The Tale of Two Weddings?
I called it the Tale of Two Weddings. Yes. Yes. Because yours was from what type of background?
The couple was Anglican. So it was very reverent and lots of prayers and just
liturgical,
really sweet,
just like
liturgical.
Right.
The priest wrapped his stole around their hands, like that whole thing.
Right.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the one Dad and I were at was just a very unique wedding. They are big fans of the game D&D. So if anybody out there is familiar with that. And so it was kind of that theme. And it was not traditional at all, but it was it was the personality of the bride and groom. And so I just thought it was so fun hearing about the 2 different weddings last week. So that was something fun. And I just think weddings have become something so totally different. Like it used to be where every wedding was the same, but now each couple kind of has their own take on how they want their special day to be. And so I think that's really cool.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then you made me watch Father of the Bride the other night, and I was like,
I didn't
crying
make you.
my eyes out. Well, no, you didn't make me, but you were very much like, Rebecca, let's watch it.
It's a good movie. It's so cute. I remember watching it for the first time before I was ever married and bawled my eyes out too. So I think that's just the thought of like leaving home and your daddy giving you away, and it's just sad.
No, I was like, need to spend more time with my dad and tell him I love him and play basketball with him in the driveway, which I haven't done since I was like probably 16. I don't know.
My favorite part is we're watching the movie and Rebecca says to Robbie, Dad, do you think I could beat you in one-on-one? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, do you know your dad at all? There's 0% chance you could beat him in one-on-one.
Well, since the last time I played him, he has gotten older and has had some injuries. So I think my question was valid, but no, he's a very good basketball player.
No, your question's not valid. He has gotten older. He has had some injuries. Dad can drain 3-pointers still from way outside the line.
Yeah,
Dad can go in for
true.
layup over you. He's taller than you. He's bigger than you. He's got way more skills than you. There's not a question you could never beat him in one-on-one. So, but it was...
I don't know. Now I'm hearing a challenge. You're being very adamant with this.
I mean, Dad could probably beat you with one hand tied behind his back. So
interesting take, Mom.
Okay, but it's a very good movie, and
yes,
Father of the Bride 2 is also amazing and hilarious, and so we need to watch that one too. It actually, we need to watch it, and then we need to talk about a trend that's happening on social media associated with it. But we're not going to talk about it now because you haven't seen it. So,
will the trend spoil it? Do I know the trend?
Yes, I think you know the trend, and yes, the trend will spoil it. So we're not going to talk about it right now. So, what's next on your list? Weddings on Wednesdays.
I know what the trend is, Mom. I know what it is. I just figured it out. It's them getting pregnant at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really, really funny. It's really funny.
It literally hit me. I was like, what could it possibly be?
Yeah.
The mother and the daughter being pregnant at the same time.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yes.
That's like funny in a movie like Father of the Bride, but it's not funny when I see it on TikTok right now.
It is a big trend. I mean, I've seen so
Are
many
they
girls...
Well, can it be a trend if they're not intentionally getting pregnant? Or are these women intentionally getting pregnant at the same time?
I think the trend is to make these videos and put them on and try to get clicks and likes and all of the whatnot and views.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's always been a segment of mothers and daughters that have been pregnant at the same time. So I don't know. I mean, that's nothing new, right? Father of the Bride 2 was made in the 90s. But
I mean, I've never thought about it, but I guess it's not new.
Right. I mean, it's not new. It happens, right? It's rare, but it certainly happens. But I think that it's becoming trendy for it to happen. Whereas before it was like, oh my goodness, I'm so embarrassed. My mom's, 48 years old and she's pregnant and so am I, right? Like that, there was a little bit of a stigma. Which I don't know why, but there just was. But
anyway. I was
going
to say, I don't think I would be embarrassed. I would be like, this is weird, but like, okay, cool, Mom. Like,
no.
Joint baby shower.
It would be so weird. It would be, well, it's impossible.
It would be weird. But
me.
I wouldn't be embarrassed.
Right.
I wouldn't be like.
But nowadays, these girls are, and maybe the moms, I don't know, they're posting the videos of them doing these like TikTok dances or whatever, and they're with their belly, their pregnant bellies. And the moms honestly look the same age as the daughters, which that's a whole nother conversation probably for another podcast, is just our obsession with aging and actually our obsession with not aging in our society. But anyway, we're not going to go down that trail today. So
Yeah.
Anyway, but yes, that's
But
what the second one's about. And of course,
Okay.
Franck plans the baby shower. And so it's,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, it's
That's
hilarious.
crazy.
So
Anyway,
man. It was one of Pop's favorite movies back in the day, back in the
Really?
90s.
Aw.
Because he had 3 weddings in 5 years, right? For me and my sisters. We were always planning weddings, and I feel like he could just relate to it. So anyway,
That's
funny.
Speaking of Pop, last night I was over at Pop and Gaga's house with my cousin Amberly. She was in town from college, and we were playing Rook and just eating dinner. And I guess Amberly had never heard the story of like how Pop and Gaga met and started dating and stuff. So she asked, and Pop and Gaga like had mouths full of food. So I just like recounted the entire story. I was like, "Is this right, guys?" And they were like, "Yeah."
Clearly, Amberly
but then they
doesn't listen to the podcast because I'm pretty sure
I know,
because
we've shared it on here before. Yeah, but then they shared like more details, and it was just it was so interesting. Yeah, apparently Gaga had known, I think, Brenda and someone else at church, and then they were supposed to go on it was a double date that night.
That's right.
And with Lewis, which is crazy. I don't think I realized that their friendship
Pop's
went
best friend.
back that far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pop's best friend.
Yeah.
And then Lewis called and was like, "I'm sick, I can't come." And of course, they always joke like, "Oh, Lewis, you weren't really sick that night," or whatever.
Right.
And then Pop said that during the movie, Gaga was talking the whole time, which I think I'd known. And he said that she was talking so much that people were getting up and moving away from them. And there was like a whole circle around them where there was no one in any of the seats because Gaga was just talking through the movie. And Gaga goes, "I don't remember what movie it was, but I think it was pretty boring." And Pop goes, "Yeah, it must have been boring. You were talking the whole time."
Oh my goodness. Yes. I do remember them giving all those details. So bless it.
Yeah, it was fun to hear.
That is fun. What if we had Pop and Gaga on the podcast one day?
That would be technologically interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, we would have to go to their house. Somebody would have to go over there and get them set up.
Yeah.
Not only that, it would be interesting, period. Not just technologically. It would be it would be a wild ride. That's what it would be.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Anyway, well, good. I'm glad y'all had fun over there last night. So good deal.
It was fun. Braxton came over for like 30 minutes and then he left.
Right. So, and why are they home? Because McKinney said he doesn't have fall break. So
Amberly said she just wanted to be. She was like, "I have like an online class or 2 or something," but she was like, "I just wanted to come home. I hadn't been home in a while." She was like, "This is my like, I'm taking this as my fall break."
Okay.
Even though
but
apparently she only teaches at the school Wednesday through Friday. Apparently Braxton was supposed to go back on Sunday and then he decided not to, and then he was supposed to go back on Monday, but then he slept in and then he just kept putting it off and he skipped classes. So that's what she said about Braxton. So I don't think Braxton was supposed to stay this long.
Okay.
But
got it. Okay.
Oh. So anyways, that's the story.
All right.
The other thing that we have to talk about is that Mom and I took a sourdough making class the other night.
It's my high point. So we can't talk about it. Like,
okay, fine.
It's going to be my high point. Well, I guess I could.
Last week, Mom and I did something really fun that we can't talk about until the end of the podcast. No. So stay tuned.
We can go back and you can start over on that. And I can make, I have a backup high point. So that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Dad is not in charge of this podcast, so
that's true. That is so true.
We will take his opinion and we will listen, but we may not always do what he says. Am I going to edit all this out?
I think you should leave it all.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
anyways,
last week,
we took a sourdough making class last week, and from one of Mom's friends.
Right. Well, it wasn't like it's not like a regulated class, whereas like she teaches but she did this
she
for
was
us.
teaching us and she taught us very well. So maybe if you want sourdough classes,
reach out and we'll put you in touch.
Reach out. Yeah
It was. What did you think about all that? What did you think? What is your thought on the sourdough making situation?
Community.
Yeah, and community.
I feel like it's a community. I actually really appreciated it because I've always like been intimidated by the whole process.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrea was explaining it, and I was like, oh, like I felt like I was understanding it, and she was like, it's literally not as hard as everyone makes it out to be. And if you mess up, you mess up. It's not like you're exploding your oven. Like it's, So I appreciated her explanations.
Right. And she had like printed documents for us, and they were
Yeah,
it was very
she was prepared.
organized.
Well, you did start the sourdough making process and made your first loaf of bread today. So how do you feel like that turned out?
Well, we didn't have all the equipment. We didn't have all the things we needed. And so I think for the first run, it tastes fine, but we definitely have some improving to do. There's room for improvement, for sure.
Yeah.
It was a little hard. Our baking pans didn't completely close up, so I think it cooked a little too fast on the outside. The inside was a little too doughy still. So, I mean, it's fine. It's edible. The taste is fine. But we definitely need to keep practicing.
But it's still bread. You still made bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the first time. So.
Yep. It worked out, and, it wasn't too cumbersome.
Okay. Well, I think we should talk about the Louvre heist.
Yes.
Because, I love when the internet comes together over something scandalous, and the memes have been really, really great.
The situation is unbelievably fascinating.
Yep.
So for any of our listeners that maybe don't know,
which is crazy if you don't.
It's true. It is crazy if you don't. But the most visited museum in the world, the Louvre in Paris, had a major theft this week. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, over $100 million in priceless jewels were taken. Mm-hmm. And this is when in the broad daylight, 30 minutes after the museum opened. Yep. The museum,
on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, the museum had guests inside, and these jokers broke in and stole over $100 million of jewels.
A lift, like a ladder lift construction
that was
truck
on the
thing.
street.
Yeah, which how did they get that up next to the Louvre? Like there's like gates around it. Like you could just drive your car up to the Louvre.
And cars. And also no one saw this happening and called the police?
Yeah. No, well, security guards did, but they didn't
Right, the security guards did. But I'm just saying, like, that time of day on a Saturday in that area, it is packed in Paris.
They were dressed as construction workers, so I'm probably not going to think twice if I see a construction truck in front of the Louvre and people going up. I'm like, detail. Sure, they're doing construction.
Okay.
And then these guys got away on scooters.
Right.
They scooted away down the street. I would not have thought twice about that either.
Which also makes sense because everyone over there rides on scooters. So that also makes so much sense. But it is fascinating to me, like the list of things. Oh, and then there's a crown that was dropped.
That they dropped.
It was just laying on the sidewalk. I mean, what if you're just walking down the sidewalk in Paris?
That's
and
funny.
Yeah, when investigators got there, they found it like on the sidewalk. And you just see this crown of jewels. It's pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. It's pretty crazy. It's definitely an Ocean's 11.
Yes. Well, I was going to say, who's the guy from National Treasure? Because everyone is like, oh, it's clearly this man.
Oh, yeah. Nicolas Cage. He was,
what's his,
Gates. Something Gates.
Yes. Ben Gates or
Benjamin Gates.
Not Bill Gates.
Not Bill Gates. Benjamin Gates. Yeah.
Benjamin Gates.
That's amazing.
It was him.
Yeah.
But all the memes are so funny. So one of my favorites is the fact that the Louvre heist didn't take place at night, but at the very reasonable hour of 9:30 a.m. shows that even French jewel thieves have a better work-life balance than us Americans. They're like, we'll sleep in. We'll get a coffee, we'll get a croissant, and then we'll go.
Yes. We're not going to, there's no waking up early to do our work.
Mhm.
A few of the things I've read have said that it is probably, so apparently there was another robbery not far, like at a different museum, a few months
Oh,
ago, and they think that it's probably the same people just because of how this happened. Um, but the special police force that is investigating this, it's
no.
called the BRB. I'm like,
BRB.
be right
Be right
back.
back.
I'm like, okay, well, we'll see how much they're going to get accomplished since,
Yeah.
be right back. I don't even know what that stands for, but it says Specialized Police Unit known as the BRB, which has dealt with other high-profile
That's
robberies,
funny.
is handling the investigation. But also,
Oh.
like, aren't there just cameras everywhere? I mean, they're going to catch these guys.
Well, here's the thing that I keep reading is that the Louvre, people who work at the Louvre, run the Louvre, I don't know, whoever, have been asking for renovations on the Louvre. Like, they've needed renovations for like, I don't know, like 30 plus years.
Right.
So it is very outdated in there. Their security is outdated. A lot of their alarms don't work anymore. Like the place was begging for a heist,
Yeah.
honestly. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
and I've also read that they said it's too crowded for the staff to
Mm,
manage. And so they've been asking to be allowed to like back off on how many tickets are sold. But it's such a
that
huge
makes sense.
moneymaker. I mean, so why not pack it
Yeah.
in?
Yeah.
Um, but I still feel like there will be security cameras on other buildings and other places. Like they'll catch these
Yeah,
guys, but the
surely.
problem is all of
Right.
the people are saying even if they catch them, the reason so, like, if somebody takes the Mona Lisa, they're not just gonna
Which
be able
did
to.
happen. I
That's
was
right,
reading about it. Yeah, it's
right.
happened before.
But people don't steal, Van Gogh or Mona Lisas because they're so recognizable. So you can't just go sell them, right? Like that's not easy.
Right.
But with the
Right.
jewels, they'll take them and they'll break them down.
Yep, they'll
And
break
so
them
they'll
down.
take one big diamond and they'll break it apart and they'll sell it as a bunch of small diamonds. And someone
Mhm.
said that probably most of the jewels have already been broken down, which is really
Yep.
sad. It's a lot of like
I
Napoleon's
know.
wives and different queens, and there's
That's
just a lot of
crazy.
French history that's
Yeah.
lost. So that it's sad,
Yeah,
but
that's crazy. They probably are.
the memes are funny. So
Yeah. The other thing I was reading is that the last time something was stolen from the Louvre, it was a painting and it's never been found. So I
oh,
thought
I
that was
saw that too.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite things that I keep seeing on the internet right now is people doing hauls as the jewel thieves. They're like, hey guys, so I was just at the Louvre and let me show you what I picked up today. And they're like dressed in all black and they're like, I got this beautiful like diamond necklace. I'm probably gonna have
Oh
to break it
man,
down, but like it looks really pretty right now. And it's just like cracking me
it's
up.
so funny. It's so
I
funny.
know.
I sent you one of, did you see the reel I sent you? I think I sent it this morning, so you may not have seen it, but it's a cat with a black mask on.
Oh no, I
And
did
he's
see
got like a
it.
bag and he's like walking away from the Louvre with this black bag he's dragging behind him. And someone said,
Yeah.
we found the jewel thief. So anyway, it's definitely interesting. I mean, I can't imagine just the planning and the coordination it would take to pull something like that
Yeah.
off. And
Yeah.
it's just kind of crazy, honestly.
I can't
So
either, but also at the same time, it doesn't seem like they did that much. Like all they had was like their outfits, they had a truck, they had some power tools,
right.
they knew where the jewels were, and then they had scooters. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and I
Mm.
wonder, golly, I wish we could get the jewel thieves on the podcast because I would love to ask
Yeah,
them some
I know.
questions. But I wonder, like, how did they decide on Saturday? I guess because that's probably the busiest day, and maybe the
Mm,
staff would be the most distracted. I don't know. It's just
good point.
interesting. So,
I don't either. Maybe they just woke up and decided to do it that morning.
yeah, but how
Who
did they
knows?
know the lift was going to be there? Did they bring the lift
No, I
there?
think they brought it. Yeah,
Okay.
that's theirs. Maybe they stole that too. I don't know who owns that, but
Okay.
I think they brought it.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I've read lots of books. The Louvre to me is one of the more interesting museums to read about the history of. And I've read several books just about during World War II, what they did to protect all of that stuff, like all the paintings, because
Yeah.
Hitler was against any kind of what he called modern art. So Picasso, Van Gogh, Mona Lisa, he considered all of them modern and progressive. And so he was out to destroy all of that art. And so the people at the Louvre, they moved all of the paintings or most of the paintings several times as the Nazis continued to come in trying to keep them safe. So it's just really, it's very interesting what people have done to preserve art. And when you think about how old some of this stuff is, like, well done, well done.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate that these jewels are now gone. So
I know.
anyway,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Well, Jewel Thieves, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on. Reach out to us, croziergirlspod@gmail.com. We won't turn you in to the police, don't worry.
No, we'll disguise your voice. We'll invest. Maybe you could loan us some money from your from your spoils so we could invest in some type of voice altering equipment. I wonder if they are like sitting around like Googling all the different things that people are saying.
Oh, I'm sure they're like online, like cracking up.
Yeah. What do you think the age of the jewel thieves is?
Oh, I don't know. Well, in my head, they're men, but I guess they could be women. Why am I assuming that they're men? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming
Listen,
they're men.
I bet one of them's a woman because who's going to say what jewels to take? I mean,
well, also, who's coordinating all this? Are we going to assume that a bunch of men get up on a Saturday morning and are coordinated enough to steal some jewels?
Yeah,
probably
and
not.
honestly, like she's probably researched and she knows, like, hey, that's a valuable one. Get that. Oh, that's a really nice emerald in that. Get that. Right? These guys don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Here's what probably happened. She coordinated all of it, but she wasn't there the day of.
She's not
she
that
was
stupid.
like, I'm not getting caught.
No.
Exactly.
No. She's at home making her sourdough bread. That's what she's doing. She's making croissant, probably.
Yep.
So,
that's so
anyway.
true.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I did see that the investigators said that the thieves will be caught. Like they're very confident with security cameras and other things that they will be caught. But anyway,
they'll be caught. BRB.
BRB, and the jewels will be gone. The jewels will already have been sold probably by the time they do catch them. So. Except for the one that they dropped. Like, and also, that's another thing.
Again,
the woman
obviously it's a man.
Yeah,
no, she's not dropping the crown.
No, she's not dropping a jewel-studded crown on the ground.
They probably got home and she was like, "You didn't get the crown? Are you kidding me? You had one job.
That's right.
You had one job.
That's right. That's right.
It's like when you send Dad to the grocery store and he comes home and you're like, "You forgot tomatoes. You had one job."
Yeah. Well, listen, let's give Dad credit. When I send a list, he does a really good job. So, but yes,
for sure.
It's sometimes details get lost in certain things with the male gender. So, anyway, but we love you to all of our male listeners, and
yes,
we
would love to hear your take on this.
Yeah, and we'd be happy to help you with any of your plots or plans because we could plan it out for you pretty well.
So true. So true. I think we'd actually be great at that.
I think so. I think we would be loud, though. I think you and I would be a little loud. We'd start laughing about something, and we would get tickled. And
if we were together, sure. But if I'm by myself,
no. If you're by yourself,
I'm not saying
but
a
I'm
word.
just saying,
I'm in there and I'm out of there. You don't even know I'm there.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah,
it's true.
The two of us are there.
Yeah,
they're probably like, they would be like, "Be quiet, stop laughing. We're trying to plan the heist."
Anything else on your list that we need to cover today?
Oh, the only other thing I was going to say was we're starting a petition to put ducks on cars that aren't Jeeps.
That's
so
right.
if you want to join in, not
That's
a
right.
petition, a sign-up sheet, I don't know. If you want to
Sign
join,
Up Genius. We're going to start a Sign Up Genius because we think it would be hilarious if we just start putting
yeah,
ducks on random Nissans.
yeah, yeah, but like sedans, like the
Right.
complete opposite
Of
of
a
a
Jeep.
Jeep.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
And like, let's see what the Jeep community has to say about that.
Yeah. Miss Andrea drives a Jeep, so I wonder what she...
Oh,
Actually, I would just like to know people's opinions on the ducks on the Jeeps
yeah.
in
Does Miss
general.
Andrea have ducks on
I
her
don't
Jeep?
know. I would say probably not, but I don't know.
Okay.
I'll be honest, like if you have ducks on your Jeep, I mean, good for you. It's your Jeep. You're paying you paid for it, whatever. I personally don't like it. I think it looks cluttered. I think it looks tacky, and it's just not my style. And it's weird. Who started
Yeah.
it and why? Like, what's the
That's my
point?
question. Well, here's the thing. I don't like dislike it. I just feel left out. I don't have a Jeep. So why is it only Jeeps that get ducks? Who started it? I want to be involved. I want someone to put a duck on my car, but like randomly.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I don't want to have a lot of ducks on my car. I just like want to be included. And I feel like the Jeep community, I don't know, it seems a little exclusive to me.
Yeah, I don't think they're too inclusive for sure. And it
Yeah.
is like it's almost like a social club, I feel like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when you're driving the Tesla and you pull up to the chargers and you're like, hey guys,
Right.
you know?
You speak the same language. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
So what's the Nissan language? We need something for our community.
I think the Nissan language is just a good dependable vehicle to get you from here to there. That's the language, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's true.
So,
But we try to romanticize life. So that's all I'm trying to do.
well, just on that same vein, remember how when you guys used to do swim team and if you won your heat, you would get ducks, little ducks? We have so many little ducks. So we really could start putting these on random vehicles. We have a whole box. We have a whole box of little ducks. The boys used to play with them.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's what I want to do. I want to find a parking lot, a Nissan parked next to a Jeep, and intentionally put the duck on the Nissan so that the Nissan guy is like, oh, and the Jeep guy sees it and he's a little jealous,
Well, no, what would happen in that case is that the Jeep driver would see it and be like, oh, this must have fallen off of my Jeep, and someone just picked it up and put it on this Nissan, and he would take it.
You think he would steal it?
Well, I think he would assume that it was supposed to have been put on his Jeep.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. This is an experiment we need to do.
All right. Well, it's a little rainy out and cold, and the weather has turned. Yay. And we're here for it. We're pulling out the sweaters, and it's fun. I like it.
Do you have high points and low points?
Yeah,
Mom?
I think it's time. I think it's time for a high point and low point. Yeah, I'll go first. So my high point would be we've mentioned it already. And, I know that we've been told we shouldn't do this, but this is our podcast. And so we're going to talk about what we want to talk about when we want to talk about it. And so my high point is something that's already been talked about in this podcast, but it is the weekend that we had together at Big Canoe for McKinney's birthday. It was wonderful. It was the first time that just the 5 of us had been together for more than 10 minutes in 6 months because you were gone. So it was great. We had the best weekend. We watched football. We ate good food. We celebrated his birthday. It was just a delightful, wonderful weekend. And I guess I would say to anyone with younger kids, just hang in there because it's really fun when they get older, when they get to the point where they're not, fussing and fighting and arguing and bickering all the time, and we can just have lots of fun. So it was great.
That's true.
You'll never know until you're a mom how much that means to me and Dad. So just that time with you guys, it's really special. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's my high point.
And I will say the fussing and fighting doesn't happen anymore, but the making fun of our oldest sister does still happen. So
yeah, that
doesn't go away.
Yeah, they pick
in
at
case
you.
you're wondering.
Yeah, that's true. They like to get a rise out of you, and it's not that
Yeah,
hard.
they do.
So, yeah.
They like to make fun of my style.
Oh, that's
That
true.
was the
They do.
topic
Yeah.
the other
Yeah,
weekend.
but
Yeah.
McKinney told Micah he would. What did he tell him? He would.
He said this will be your birthday present to me if you tell Rebecca that you think my style
It's
is
better than hers. Yeah, that's right. Micah did
Because
it.
Micah was our judge. I don't know why we made Micah the judge, but
Micah executed
did.
it with a perfectly straight face too. Well
He
done,
did.
Micah. Yeah.
Which I'm not surprised, but
Yeah. So my low point is I had my ganglion cyst removed, but I think it's back.
how do you know it's back?
Well, I don't, but when I'm doing push-ups, I'm having the same pain that I had before the cyst was removed. So I can kind of feel a little bit, but maybe it's just scar tissue.
Yeah.
But that is kind of my low point, and it's a huge bummer. I'm not going to have it removed again because that was a lot worse than I thought it was going to be, and especially if it doesn't work. So anyway, so that would be my low point, but other than
Sorry,
that, I
Mom.
think
I
I've
didn't know
had
that.
a pretty good week.
Well, hopefully it's not your cyst, and maybe it'll stop
Yeah,
hurting
hopefully it'll get better
soon.
So
Yeah.
anyway, what about your high point and low point?
I think my high point was that I had a friend come visit me from Birmingham this weekend. It was really fun. We went thrift shopping on Saturday and to get coffee in Gainesville. And I got some new fall sweaters from Plato's Closet. So it's just really fun. And I hadn't seen her since April when we were in Italy. So,
okay.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good to see her, and I know you guys had a good time. So that was fun. Very good. And then do you have a low point?
I guess my low point would be we went to look at some apartment/townhomes in like around here the other day. And I was kind of hopeful about one because the price was really good and it is really expensive to live in Metro Atlanta these days. And it was just not like a good location. Location was great. It was just not a good place.
It was sketchy
to live. Yeah,
no
it was
doubt
sketchy.
It was sketchy. I mean, when all the blinds are torn and like hanging off the windows, like that's a good sign. Maybe this isn't a great place. When the reviews say that it has roaches, that's probably a pretty good sign.
That's
so anyway, but we did find one that's a possibility, and then you still have lots of other options. She's adding to her pro-con list, people, and some of you have messaged us with suggestions of like places to add to the pro-con list. So if you have suggestions, will you take them? Are you taking suggestions?
Maybe. They would have to be really viable suggestions with like thought out like reasons. Like I'm not just gonna add any place. Like I'm not.
Right.
I already have too many options. So
right. That's the problem, is that there's too many options.
Right. It's not like I don't have a good option for a place to live. That is not the problem here.
Right. The problem is just narrowing down. And Uncle David sent you a very good, well thought out, I feel like, option.
Yes,
like he had definitely thought through trying to get you to add Northwest Arkansas to the list.
Yes.
So,
and I think he thinks his most persuasive point is the fact that he knows lots of handsome single men out there. I think that's what he thinks is his most persuasive point, because he texted me about it again the other day.
Interesting. So. Okay. But what is his most persuasive point?
That the 5 cutest kids in the world live in Arkansas.
Right.
So.
Of course. Yes. Your 5 little cousins. And also the other hilarious thing about that situation is the apartment complex you found on Crozier Street.
Crozier Circle?
Crozier Circle.
I could get mail addressed to Rebecca Crozier at Crozier Circle.
Yeah, that's a flex. I mean, that is a straight up flex.
Sure.
So that's a pretty interesting option. So anyway, well, no, it's that was kind of a bummer because I know that location was so good and we were kind of hopeful for it. But we also know that the Lord has the place for you and He'll direct you right where you need to be. And so we'll just continue looking and searching and waiting.
So true.
So,
yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well, I think that's all we've got.
Yep.
Let's see. We've got a busy rest of the week. We've got some fun stuff coming up that we can maybe talk about next week. So, we've got Micah's final cross-country meet of his life coming up on Saturday. We have Halloween coming up soon. We're going to do another neighborhood camp out on Halloween night. So that'll be something fun that we can talk about. So I think that's it for this week. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.